This is Michael Orrell from MobileBurn.com, and today I have with me the Blueant Q1. It's a Bluetooth headset that has an available application for the Android smartphone platform. The application allows for, among other things, text messages to be read to the user through the headset. Let's take a look at the box. Pretty cool looking packaging. See, there's not too much on the side. List of some features, including mentioning the fact that the headset has voice control functions. It's not just voice control that works through the phone. It has its own voice processing unit and can be used. You can use voice commands to configure the headset itself. And we'll also load that application onto an Android 2.1 device, the HTC Incredible, and see how it works. The application will work on any Android 2.x smartphone though. So let's open up the box, see what we've got inside. Pull up my knife here and try to cut through the tape and see if I can pull it open. And there we have the headset itself. It's got a bit of a rubber band on here. There we go. Very nice looking headset. It's got the Ant logo there on the call send end button. A soft rubbery earbud piece, and of course the ear loop. The ear loop looks like it can be moved on either side and it has some flexibility in terms of angle too. But let's set that aside and see what else comes in the box. So there's more tape involved here. Try to do this without maiming myself. And first things first, we've got a quick start guide. We'll make use of that later, I'm sure. Warranty information. There's an additional ear hook included here, it seems. If I can get this open. Actually, it's not an additional one. It's looks like there should have been one, but there's an additional earbud cover here. Appears to be smaller than the one that's installed by default. Let's see what else we've got. There was something inside that. It slid out. It's probably the charger here. USB based charger, so there's probably a USB cable here. And there it is. Let's see. Not a standard connector on it though. It's some sort of very small USB connector, but it is standard on this side, so you can plug it into the wall charger here or plug it into a desktop or laptop PC without any problem. Very stiff little cord, and it's also can be positioned, probably useful for use in a car or something like that if you have a car charger. Here's a closer look at the headset. It has pretty decent specs in addition to a good looking design. It's good for up to 4 hours of talk time. It can be paired with 8 devices simultaneously and actually connected to 2 at the same time, and it'll be able to receive an incoming call from either of the devices that are actually connected at that moment. Take a look at the physical design. It appears, we've got of course the Ant button here for call send end. Appears to be a volume control on this left edge, and no other obvious controls. It's likely that this button here is used for power. We'll have to confirm that. And there of course is that non-standard USB type connector for charging. You can see the ear loop swivels around and also has some leeway in terms of forward and back motion. Can pull it out easily enough, reinsert it for left or right ear use. Overall seems like a pretty decent design. Nice soft earbud gel, and there's a smaller one that came in the box that we saw. Have to try that out and see how comfortable it is. So after doing a quick test, it feels very comfortable. I very much like the soft earbud here, and the ear loop definitely holds it in place. Very comfortable to wear. It does flap a little bit left, back and forth potentially. It never feels like it's going to come off your ear though. It seems quite secure in terms of being attached to your ear. It just doesn't feel maybe as stable as it possibly could. Overall though, I really like the way it fits and the way it feels. I have somewhat sensitive ears, and headsets tend to bother me, and this one feels really nice. going to demonstrate some of the voice prompts inside the headset. We're going to turn it on by holding it down, the main button down for a couple of seconds, and you should be able to hear the headset talking to us.
Hi, welcome to the Blueant Q1. To get started, we need to pair the Q1 with your phone. After pairing, we suggest you explore the Teach Me command to learn how to best experience your...
Now I'm going to go through and finish the pairing since I can't do it with holding it here in front of the camera, but just wanted to give you an idea of some of the voice prompts and make this Q1 rather easy to use. I've got the Q1 paired up with an HTC Droid Incredible for Verizon right now, and I'm going to send it a text message so you can see what the software does and hopefully hear it come through the headset itself. There also are a number of built-in voice commands you can do with the headset that don't rely on the phone at all. For example, I'm going to press the call button once and it'll prompt me to say a command, and then I'm going to do a command. Check battery. You can see it said headset battery is medium and the phone battery was high. There's a large number of commands that can be used like that for doing anything from throwing the headset into pairing mode to actually turning it off, which is kind of cool. And it's also worth noting that the Blueant Q1 supports the A2DP stereo profile. It doesn't support stereo itself, but it supports the streaming profile. That has the added benefit of meaning it can work with media applications, not just a music player, but it could also work with a navigation system, so you can hear the navigation commands, for turn-by-turn nav coming directly through the headset with nice and clearly, instead of having to listen to them through the car system or coming through the small speakers on the phone itself. So after some quick audio tests, Q1 does pretty well. The outbound audio is not the most crisp I've ever heard, but it's perfectly clear in both directions. The noise isolation mode can be easily adjusted from standard to high just by double tapping the ant button there while on the call, which is kind of cool for blocking out additional noise at the expense of some clarity on the audio perhaps. It's a nice package, a nice fit. I really like the design overall. I do wish that the Android application for text messages worked with inbound text messages coming through Google Voice client, but it doesn't at this point, but I think that won't affect most people. Overall, very pleased with it. The headset's available for about $75 online. You might be able to find it even a little bit cheaper, which makes it to be a pretty good deal in my book, especially if you're an Android user. So again, that's the Blueant Q1, and I'm Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com.